My name is Nathan, and I'm Thai and South African. I've been here since 2012. I moved here from Singapore when I was only 4 years old, so I've been here 11 years, which is like pretty much most of my life. Starting around year 3, I just kind of found math a bit easy, so I didn't really struggle with it. So I got put into advanced math, so doing math ahead of my age, and eventually I ended up joining an accelerated class for IGCSE maths when I was in I believe it was year 7. So I was doing it 3 years ahead equivalent, and I actually only had 1 lesson a week. The other lessons I had to do catch up by myself, and I also had to catch up for the lesson I'd missed by going to there. But in the end, I managed to get an A star and continued on to get another A star for IGCSE maths. I'm thankful to have had this kind of opportunity at BISP. The main highlight would be the first time I got my IGCSE results. I think I was 13 a couple years back. Yeah. So I've been putting in quite a bit of work for the past 2 years. So it was like it had finally paid off. The only thing that would be a close second would be the second time I got my IGCSE maths results. I managed to get an A star for both of them. So the first time I represented the school was year 5 when I went to Kuala Lumpur in Malaysia for the BISP primary math competition. Yes, we were the youngest team entered on average. I'm planning to study aerospace engineering, or maybe something like nuclear engineering, nuclear physics at a university in either the United Kingdom or the United States. For me, STEM subjects has always kind of been the subjects, the ones I've been comfortable with, that I've excelled in. The modern world, it's an era of exponential change, and the driving forces behind that are science, engineering, STEM. And at this school, I'm fortunate to have access to so many options for extracurricular activities, especially those regarding STEM. In these extracurricular activities, I've created my own remote-controlled airplane, and I've helped manufacture a 3D printed prosthetic arm for a Malaysian boy born without his left hand. This year, I've been working on a VEX robot that I'm planning that we're going to use at a tournament in March this year. Basically, we have to pick up discs, store them, and then shoot them. That's the main function. So we have just basically a bunch of gears and rollers that just pick up the disc and slowly take it up and then put it into a magazine, and we have flywheels at the front that shoot it out. It was quite the novel experience for me, quite new, because there were 97 teams, and you had to schedule a minimum amount of games for all of the teams, and you couldn't have any teams doing too many games. So first of all, we had to design, like, each year group would be like, say, 3 pools of 3 teams, and then from there we had to make sure that during the match play to get the winners, that each team had a certain amount of games. This was difficult because if you had the small pools, you had to make sure they got a lot of games, but if you had large pools, you had to make sure they didn't get too many games. So it was a bit of a balance, seesawing. It was quite difficult, but I eventually managed to schedule everything, and when it came to the actual scheduling itself, like just moving up 1 game forward could cause like 4 different issues. Fortunately, it was quite quick, and it was very much an amazing learning experience for me, because it's the kind of thing that everyone takes for granted, but there's a lot of work behind it. In the end, 361 matches were scheduled, and it went on without a hitch. So all's well that ends well.